It's August 5. Good afternoon and welcome to JoyNews Today. I am Emefa Akosia Adeti. We're coming to you live from our studios here in Kokomlemle, Accra. We're also live on DStv channel 421 and GoTV channel 1-5. Coming up this afternoon, there is an administrative shutdown that's unfolding between the National Identification Authority and Ghana Revenue Authority over a 376.7 million Ghana cedi debt, leaving importers and taxpayers stranded at the tax gate, unable to clear the goods.
Now, we've written to data protection that we want to go to GRA, get access to their server, and delete our data.
We've got more as NIA seeks access to their server and delete data from GRA systems, and as well, residents of Tro-Tro bear the brunt of illegal mining as miners destroy 3 river bodies and farmlands in search of gold.
This was our main source of water, but everything has been destroyed today.
We've got details as residents appeal to government for an immediate intervention, and also in the bulletin, we'll tell you how some Tro-Tro drivers are turning their vehicles into moving billboards, having their say on personal and political issues.
What can you do? You cannot do anything. But you have a freedom of speech. And I didn't mention anybody's name. And you can say, I say this man or this man.
Please stay because we have these and business, sports, showbiz and world today in this 60 minutes package. Thank you for staying. This afternoon, a major administrative shutdown is unfolding as the National Identification Authority, NIA, disconnects the Ghana Revenue Authority from its Ghana card verification system, citing unpaid debt over 376.7 million Ghana cedis. That means GRA can no longer confirm identities using the national card, creating immediate fallout for tax enforcement, business operations, and public trust. The NIA is also threatening to go a step further. Speaking to JoyNews' editor, Fred Smith, head of corporate affairs at the NIA, Williams and Poma, Emmanuel Dallas, reveals that the authority has formally written to Data Protection Commission indicating its intention to go to the GRA, access their servers, and delete all NIA data from their system.
Yes. Effective 1st August. We have restricted them, that we've cut them off. We've unplugged from our identity verification platform.
Okay, but why?
For over 3 years, their financial obligations owed to the National Identification Authority has not been fulfilled. We followed up with a series of letters, demand notice, and even before we disconnected them from the verification platform, we sent our final demand notice, but we didn't get any response from them. And so we took it that they are no longer interested in using our verification platform. So
that would be 5 days since you did this. How is it going to affect their operations?
Before, they were registering people for the TIN numbers. And as we speak, your TIN number is your Ghana card number. So a government policy, they are asked to stop. They are not the only institution. There are other institutions that were asked to stop issuing cards so they can rely on the NIA card and its database. Now, we sent them a bulk data to be able to do what they call matching, because they had already collected data from clients or Ghanaians, And so they needed our data to do the matching so they can properly do the verification. So what they have now is the data we sent to them. They did not get onboarded on our platform through the API. We sent them a bulk data. I think aside GRA, NHIA2, we sent them a bulk data to enable them to do the matching. Now we've written to data protection that we want to go to GRA, get access to their server, and delete our data. Because the data belongs to us, and once they have defaulted and have shown no sign of commitment to, as it were, pay what they owe us, it is only fair that after disconnection, we collect our data so that we will know we do not have to bill them for anything going forward.
That means the Ghana Revenue Authority would not be able to register new taxpayers who need to be verified so they can pay taxes, right?
As we speak, we're getting calls at our contact center from people who have been to the port and they are unable to clear their goods because from the day we disconnected them, even though we send them a bulk data per hour, all the updates we've done from when they were disconnected, they are not getting access to that data. And so it has left their clients stranded and the various ports. And our contact center is inundated with calls to assist them clear their goods and all that. But from where we sit, there's nothing we can do. The Ghana Revenue Authority will have to fulfill their financial obligation, after which we can connect them back and commence normal business with them.
And is there no government agency, the finance ministry, for instance, intervening to ensure that this is resolved amicably?
We've written a number of letters. We've engaged with our sector minister. And so we did not do things arbitrarily. In fact, our sector minister gave us the go-ahead to implement this very decision because it is affecting our operational protocols. You know, the verification platform needs to be maintained, and we need money. So if you are using the platform and you are not paying, how do you maintain the platform for it to be robust for your activities? And so we've had high-level discussions, and this is where we are.
Now, our data and research team, having studied the numbers and trends, and from the look of things, the implications are not just for tax operations, but for public data governance and digital trust. And our lead analyst, Isaac Ofieje, joins me in studio for more on this. Kofi, this is quite an interesting one because you really wonder two government entities really up in deck with each other. But let's understand it first, beyond the taxes. What are the numbers looking like?
In fact, the NIA feels that if I have actually developed a product, which is the Ghana card, and so if you use it, there is an amount that you're supposed to pay. And as we speak, we all understand that 10 numbers have been replaced with the Ghana cards. And so if GRA is using that product called Ghana card from the NIA, then you need to pay some fees and charges for using that. And per the calculations we have done, the GRA is expected to pay NIA some 19 million Ghana cedis every year for the use of the Ghana card data. And GRA. In fact, it's an interesting, back and forth between the two, government institutions. But what we understand now is that debt, I mean, that 19 million Ghana cedis every year, the debt has been accumulating since, 2021, since we did that switch from the tin numbers to the Ghana card. And now NIA is saying that, look, GRA, you are owing us 377 million Ghana cedis as a result of the use of that product we have created called Ghana card. This debt didn't start from 377 million, Ghana cedis. Last year, around this same time, Parliament met the then boss of the NIA, Professor Atifa, who said that as around August 2024, the GRA was owing NIA some 288 million Ghana cedis. And as a result of that, they weren't able to print new cards. And it was not just GRA, but also NHIA, the National Health Insurance Authority, was also owing the NIA some 58 million million US dollars. Why? Because these two entities use the Ghana card to also do their own, for GRA, for instance, for tax collection and all of that. Which means that if we are doing the math, in just a year, this debt that GRA owes NIA has gone up by some 89 million Ghana cedis. That's about 31% increment in just 1 year. So the more GRA decides not to pay, the more this debt increases, because we understand it was somewhere around 288 million Ghana cedis last year. Now we are talking about this big figure of 377 million cedis.
Really interesting. Finally, maybe if I let you go, this means that if the Ghana card didn't replace tin numbers, will the GRA have to still think about paying some amount of money to the NIA or something?
Not at all, because the GRA would have gone ahead to use their tin numbers to do the registration for tax collection and tax identification. But now that they've transitioned from the tin number, which of course the Ghana card is way better than the tin number because it gives you diverse
synchronized way
exactly,
of using,
and it gives you different background data of the person you are collecting the tax from. And so with that, the NIA was expecting that, look, this is a product we have created and we are paying for it. There are other stakeholders that we are also indebted to that we have to pay. So you can't use this product for free. If you are using it to collect your taxes, you need to pay some fees and charges. And we understand that what is at stake this year is that about 80% of our total projected revenue this year is expected to come from GRA's tax collection. And so if NIA decides that, look, you cannot use Ghana card to do your tax collection and identification, that is what's at stake. 80% of our tax revenue, of our total revenue this year is at stake.
Jeopardy.
And the truth is that by the sources we have, the GRA feels that, this is public data. This is data, this is a product that you use, Ghanaians.
Both government.
Exactly.
So why should we pay for it?
Actually develop this product. Why should we pay? It's interesting. It will be interesting to see how that will be solved. But what we are learning is that NIA wants this 377 million Ghana cedis to be paid to them because they also have other debt obligations to be paid to other stakeholders.
There's an old adage that says money in the hand, back in the ground. I probably understand. But thank you. Now, residents of Tro-Tro in the Amenase West District have appealed for an immediate government intervention to put a halt to illegal mining activities in the area following the destruction of 3 river bodies. Until now, Subia, Noe, and Suyin are served as the primary water sources for residents, but the activities of illegal mining or miners have destroyed these resources as farmlands come under attack. Residents fear if government fails to put an end to the wanton destruction, it could soon reach their homes. Nana Yaujima visited the area and has filed this report.
The illegal mining operations have severely impacted 3 river bodies, Subia, Nyene, and Sushain. The once vibrant water bodies now lack aquatic life, a consequence of the introduction of hazardous chemicals like mercury and others. Boundaries of these river bodies have been mined illegally and portions being used to store mining waste. Here is a frustrated resident lamenting over the wanton destruction.
In the olden days, this was our main source of water. We used it for everything. It was safe to drink and refreshing. It was covered by bamboo trees, but everything has been destroyed today. It is useless. It can't be used for anything. It is being destroyed by chemicals from mining.
Cocoa crops are also being attacked, causing many families to lose their livelihoods. Families are losing inheritance as a result of the illegality. The presence of illegal miners has left multiple uncovered mined pits scattered across the community, threatening the lives of residents.
The cocoa farm was owned by my sister. It was passed to me when my sister fell ill. We were able to get at least 10 bags in a day of low yields. It took care of the family and even paid school fees of our kids. My sister, who is now bedridden, depends on it. We lost all in one day. We couldn't have sold our livelihoods to one individual.
Residents of Antwerp want government to intervene in halting the illegality.
Our biggest property is now taken from us. It took care of the whole family. Now we have nothing to fall on. I'm pleading with the government to intervene. At least the perpetrators should compensate us for the damage.
For Joy News, Nana Ojima reporting.
Let's turn our attention now to Boko, Nkwanta and Nalerigu, where candidates in this year's West Africa Secondary School Certificate examination are not just faced with arguably the most important exams of their lives, but pockets of violence as well. Day students in these areas have all been housed alongside their colleagues originally in boarding house. This has raised concerns about the availability of food to feed students for the duration of the exams. Also, what's the current security situation in these areas? Let's start with my colleague Albert Sorry in the Upper East region, and he's our man on the ground to bring us updates. Albert, how are students and families coping amid the chaos?
Yes, MFA. So yesterday, for the Boko area, the final year students started reporting back to school after the incident last week when they had to ask them to go home because a student of the Boko Senior High School was killed on campus. They started returning to school yesterday to prepare for the WASI, which begins today. Some of the practical papers for those courses that are practical in nature began this morning. And so the Municipal Security Council, working in collaboration with the Ghana Education Service and the schools themselves, had to put measures in place. From what we understand, they've put security on the campuses. They also provided escorts for those students in areas that are not very secure for them to be brought back to campus yesterday. Now, this morning, I checked with the various senior high schools, and the headmasters of the Boko Senior High School and the Boko Secondary Senior High Technical confirmed that they were beginning with the exams today. This morning, from what we are told, a total of 142 students in the visual arts classes in Boko Senior High School had already been in the exam hall preparing to take the exam.
Okay.
In the Boko Senior High Technical School, there are also about 94 students who are taking that exam today. And these are visual arts students who are writing 4 different practical subjects this morning. And so that is what is ongoing.
That's a good update. Albert, you talk of escorts. Is this escort internally, or these are day students coming to take the exams and so they require escorts? Let's get some clarity on that.
Yes, so the students were asked to go home. And so if you are in the part of Boko town where you need to be protected in your journey back to campus to prepare for the exam, that's what the escorts were for.
Okay.
So the students met at a location. They were put in a bus and escorted back to campus.
Okay.
So these are not day students. They are students who
are just returning. Okay.
Yes, they were returning.
Right.
Yes.
Albert, thank you so much for that update from the Upper East region. From the Upper East, I'll take you to the OT region where Peter Seno, my colleague, is on standby. Peter, tell us about the security situation in the OT region.
Well, MFA, we do know that the police and then the military are on ground in and around the schools and in the troubled area of Nkwanta, protecting security for everybody, especially those students from the 3 senior high schools, Chabobo Girls, Nkwanta Community Senior High, and then Nkwanta Senior High School itself, who are currently being hosted on Nkwanta Senior High School campus for their final examination. So my highly placed sources indicate that, in fact, security on ground, it's tight for the students to move about campus so that they can write their final examinations and peacefully.
Okay, Peter, is there any challenge with feeding of students in that region at all, particularly the candidates taking the exams?
Well, not that I can confirm, but from reports we do know the headmaster made an appeal yesterday. But my sources in and around, in fact, officialdom, indicate that the situation may not be exactly as been painted. In fact, this is not to discredit the headmaster, though he is by the fire and may know how hot the fire is burning him. But my highly placed sources indicate that the situation may not be as has been put out. Nonetheless, calls are being played to buffer stock to make enough food available for these students so that they can have enough food to eat and have their peace of mind to write their exams.
Right. Finally, Peter, what about parents? Do they feel safe that their students will be commuting to take exams? Do they feel okay?
Well, parents I've interacted with expressed confidence in the arrangement so far. Nothing has happened so far untoward. And so they express confidence and they hope that the situation will remain same till their children write their exams and come back home to them safely. MFR.
Thank you so much, Peter, for updates from the OT region. Now, away from that, it was meant to bring healthcare closer to the people of La. But 5 years after the old hospital was demolished and the sod was cut for reconstruction, the project remains far from complete. A visit by JoyNews to the construction site revealed minimal activity, raising fresh concerns that the long-delayed La General Hospital project may have stalled once again. However, the Member of Parliament for La Dadikotopon, Rita Na Odelesowa, insists that's not the case. She says construction is ongoing behind the scenes with certificates and documentations currently under review, and she's assuring constituents that the project will be fully completed within 2 years.
When there's a new government, you have to look into documents of the old government to continue whatever projects are supposed to be done or whatever projects are ongoing. And so I've been in touch with the Minister of Health and certificates have been raised and it's in the process as we speak. He has assured me that the certificates are at the Ministry of Finance and it's being worked on. And when certificates are raised, there has to be site visits to ascertain to the fact that the work that they claim they have done, they have really done to that level. And so we came into office January 7th. Ministers between February ending to March, His Excellency appointed ministers. And so the ministers also have to look through their documents. Despite that, I've been in touch with the minister, like I said, to the extent that I even wrote to him to ensure that he will not forget us. And he has assured me that he has not forgotten us because we're in this thing together, coming into the hospital premises to ensure that even work commenced here at the La General Hospital.
I wanted to find out that, so since you said work is, in progress, it will kickstart very soon. Is there a timeline as to when is expected to be completed?
So the work was not stalled. When we came into power, work was ongoing. And like I said, they raised certificates. And so the certificates are yet to be honored. Yeah. And so I believe in 2 years' time, since we are at about 30% work done so far, yes. So I believe in 2 years' time, it should be completed so that we will be able to use the health facility. and it will not go to 2028. Believe you me. And we were in it together, myself and the Honorable Minister, Honorable Akando. We've been in this hospital case together, so there's no way he's going to abandon it. He has assured me, and I believe in his word because we have a father who cares. That's why we are coming up with the Mahama Cares to ensure that there'll be health care for all citizens of Ghana.
And have you ever wondered how Tro-Tro drivers share their thoughts on politics, faith, or life in general? They let their vehicles do the talking, inscribing bold and personal messages on their windscreens. In our feature titled Talking Tro-Tro, my colleague Kia Leguadia engages some drivers in Accra to uncover the meaning behind the messages.
Tro-Tros are the most preferred mode of transport in Ghana's capital, Accra. They are affordable and the most convenient form of transportation. They are cheap and go everywhere. But there's something else that travels with them. Messages, usually inscribed on their windshields. From scriptures and religious symbols to favorite football teams and flags. One driver, Yeboah, uses his Tro-Tro to make a political statement, reflecting how he feels about past presidents and their time in office.
2020, I write, Mahama is better than this man. And after 2024 election, I write, Mahama is better than that man. And I can't mention that person name because I don't want any disturb. That's why I write that man or this man. Any Ghanaian can know the person who I'm talking about.
It's not just for attention. Yeboah believes drivers should have a say too on national issues.
Oh, if you worry me, what can you do? You cannot do anything. Because you have a freedom of speech. And I didn't mention anybody's name. And you can say, I said this man or this man. If you are a sensible person, you see that I'm talking about this man. But you can't tell me that this man I'm talking about. Or if you see the dollar with CD, the dollar is higher than CD. But as now, dollar come down. If you see what is going on, everybody know that Mahama is better than that man.
Others, like Charles Bedu, share messages reflecting personal life stories and relationships.
Oh, I've wrote, baby, let me sleep. Because of that, it's not about maybe someone would think about maybe in sex way, but it's not that. I take my wife to Malata. It's my market woman. Every day, it wake up me in the maybe in the noon, 3:30, 4:30. I take him to Malata. So every time when I'm going, I feel like I want sleep. So that because of that, I wrote that in my car. I get some fans. Private men, when I'm going, they say, oh, driver, stop, let me take what you have wrote in your car. So I know the reason why I've wrote that one in my car.
The first Tro-Tros came to Ghana in the 1960s and were originally used for merchant travels and long-distance trade. Now, these vans serve everyone, from the average businessman to children heading to school.
Many of the sayings you might see are expressions of beliefs from a range of religions and languages. And for some, they might even be used to ward off bad spirits.
2003, I started driving our pipes. I message in the buyer. I'm in by a Metro to last year, Metro Santroyan, and check Namu Soja to Medru, our parties. Auntie, a door to Numinamacasa. I didn't see a message in the buyer said, Metro side, Metroyan.
So, which idea? I was on Danasi. Senyakopo show idea, I was on Danasi. As a train now good, Allah.
Obia be didi say na etibia no ento ama adin sade akoko be hye no nyam obia sa kan de sa pepe enye de a ade chi ade sade obia be didi
Uniska, Uniabushia. So I don't say, I say, bay. So was Cabushan for Modo, Uniska, Bushan for Mono. Ukawasam Krana Yenti, but I was car. Obawa cry, so sedan. Obawa cry, I say, that was saying, Uniska, Uniabushia. And I mean, who so I won't cover the woman is cano. Yeah, former Mobra, who is Sky, Robobra.
They may look like random words on glass or metal, but for the drivers, it's how they speak, without authoring a word. So the next time you see them on the road or at a lorry station, don't just pass by. Read it. It might tell you exactly what the driver cannot. Kaya La Guardia Yunamine, Joy News, Nkrumah Circle, Ghana.
Kaya's report there. But the Communications Minister, Sam George, has issued an ultimatum to MultiChoice Ghana, the operators of DStv and GoTV. He wants DStv subscription prices reduced to reflect the macroeconomic gains Ghana has made, particularly the more than 40% appreciation of the cedi recorded in the first half of the year. If MultiChoice fails to comply by August 7, the minister has directed the National Communications Authority to suspend the company's license. But can the NCA do that? Caleb Ziblim is here with answers. First question, I mean, before we came on, I was wondering, really, under which law will they be implementing or enforcing this? But what do you have?
Yeah, so the telecommunications space is governed by the Electronic Communications Act 2008. That's Act 775. So when this came out, people were asking, can the NCA direct a private company, to reduce their prices? And the answer is yes. So in the law, it allows that if there's an operator in the law that dominates the market, the NCA can regulate the price of their products. So that's what the NCA used in the MTN case, where they said MTN was a dominant player in the market, so they had to increase their prices to move customers from MTN to AT and then Telecel. But then that backfired because MTN is still
the market leader anyway. Okay, exactly. I mean, getting to know that DStv will now be a market leader here in this conversation.
Because DStv does not have any direct competition in the Ghanaian space. Because DStv operates alone if you want the football matches, which is why people get DStv in the first place. So from the law, if the player dominates the market, the NCA can direct that they reduce the prices.
Okay.
Or if there's evidence of anti-competitive pricing. This one is if you are undercutting the market. So if you price too low, it means you're bringing people to your place and then pricing out the other players. But this doesn't apply to DStv. So what applies and what the NCA can back on is that DStv is a dominant player in the market, so they have to reduce their prices.
Interesting. So when they prove this, they can then suspend?
Yes, they can then suspend.
Okay.
So now the suspension. So to suspend, there are various rules the NCA has to follow. So either the company fails to comply with recommendations of the Act, and this place, NCA can prove this. Because if NCA directs you to reduce your prices, and you don't, you're going against the Act because you have to adhere to the NCA's rules.
Okay.
So they can use that. The second is disregarding lawful directives from the NCA. Here again, the NCA can fall on this, that we've directed you based on the Act that you're a dominant player, reduce your price, you will not reduce your price, you can suspend.
Okay. What else do you have? Right.
The another one is concerns related to national security or public interest.
Right. Now it falls under both public interest and even other law. Interesting.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the NCA has some clauses in the law to back on their suspension.
Perfect. Okay.
But then the suspension cannot just happen just like that.
Okay.
It needs to have a 30-day notice period.
Okay.
And this is what the NCA needs to prove, that they inform MultiChoice 30 days in advance that if you do not reduce your prices, we'll suspend you or revoke your license.
Okay.
So if this doesn't happen, MultiChoice or DStv has legal backing to go to court or international arbitration and prove that, well, we didn't have 30 days notice, so you cannot suspend us or revoke our license.
Okay.
And then, so looking at the timelines, we know that on June 27, the minister, Sam George, met with MultiChoice Ghana. And then from there, the MultiChoice Ghana group told him that they don't have the weight to reduce prices. They have to speak with our mother body in South Africa.
Okay.
So the South African team came to Ghana July 4th, met with Sam George. And that's where he told them that reduced by 30%.
Okay.
And then on July 21, that's where the 9-page letter came out that they cannot reduce their prices.
Okay.
And last week, during the accountability series, he told us that on July 28th, he told the NCA to suspend their license by August 7.
Okay.
So if the suspension came from this July 28 date, it means DStv did not have the 30-day notice period. But if it came on the July 4th meeting with the South African team, they have
the 1
met
month.
Exactly. So this is what the NCA.
That's a good and very detailed understanding that you've brought to this conversation that's dominated our conversations in Ghana. Thank you, Caleb. You're watching News Today. Please stay for business.
Welcome back to business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. The cybersecurity authorities warning of a growing mobile data scam across the country in the last 6 months, emanating from unscrupulous individuals to unsuspected victims. According to the authority, it recorded about 73,510 cedis as total loss to the victims, a situation they describe as worrying. Here's a report on this.
Data bundle sales scams involve fraudsters pretending to offer mobile data at discounted rates purposely to trick victims to send money, divulge personal information, and in some cases compromise their accounts by infecting their devices with malware to become targets of further scams. According to the release, the Cybersecurity Authority has received reports on mobile data bundle sales scams from January to July 2025 at a total of 63 cases with monetary loss of 73,510 Ghana cedis recorded. Threat actors send SMS, WhatsApp messages, or social media ads offering data bundles at extremely low prices to lure unsuspecting victims. In some instances, they pose as representatives of mobile network operators to churn out the ads. The Cybersecurity Authority is further warning that clicking on links that collect personally identifiable information such as names, contacts, and passwords, or download information stealing malware on the victim's devices that result in the compromise of their online account. To avoid being a victim, be cautious of unsolicited messages prompting mobile data sales. Verify vendors or promotions directly with mobile network operators via official customer service channels.
Now, the Minister for Foreign Affairs has disclosed that the country is working to fully take advantage of China's zero import tariff for all African countries announced at this year's Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. The announcement comes in the wake of the new tariffs imposed on a number of African countries by U.S. President Donald Trump. However, speaking at the launch of the 4th Made in Ghana Bazaar, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa says government is working with partners to explore economic ties with the Middle East and Asian countries.
As part of plans to support President Mahama's accelerated export development program, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs says it is set out to champion economic diplomacy by connecting markets through its upcoming Made in Ghana Bazaar.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th Made in Ghana Bazaar is not just about showcasing products. It is also about leveraging the network of our diplomatic missions abroad to create tangible opportunities for Ghanaian agribusiness to thrive in an increasingly interconnected world.
This year, many Ghanaian exporters are expressing fear that the imposition of a 15% tariff on Ghanaian exports by U.S. President Donald Trump, coupled with trade wars, could affect their earnings. However, Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa says Ghana is moving to take advantage of China's zero import tariff, coupled with other frameworks such as the African Continental Free Trade Area.
In view of the current trade wars and tariff impositions by some countries, now more than ever, we need to create new markets while expanding existing ones by forging meaningful and mutual partnerships and strengthening economic ties aimed at creating prosperity and improving the living standards of our people. At the recent meeting of the Forum for China-Africa Cooperation, it was announced that China will provide zero tariff for African products to be exported to China. My ministry intends to work closely with our partners, such as the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Association of Ghana Industries, and GNCCI, among others, to fully take advantage of this offer. Equally, we will, together with our partner MDAs, seek to strengthen our commercial and other economic activities within the framework of our South-South cooperation. In that regard, our focus will be to explore and strengthen more economic and business ties with the Middle East and Asian countries, while enhancing our trading and economic activities with other African countries within the framework of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area.
Already, the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and other state agencies have embraced government's export-driven agenda with a hope of improving the country's economic conditions.
The Ghana Trade Fair Company is fully aligned with the President's reset agenda. We are committed to providing platforming opportunities for Ghanaian producers to increase the production of goods and services. We look forward to collaborating with all stakeholders to guarantee a successful bazaar in September.
This platform perfectly aligns with our shared vision of advancing economic diplomacy and boosting Ghana's non-traditional exports. GNCCI remains a strong partner of this initiative and continues to promote Made in Ghana excellence nationwide through our regional branches.
The Made in Ghana Bazaar over a 2-day period will showcase a wide range of innovative products exclusively made in the country. Blessed Sugan's report for Joy News, Accra.
We have more business update for you on the marketplace at 1 p.m. Up next is sports.
Let's do sports now on JN Today. My name is Haruna Mubarak. Now, Black Stars midfielder Thomas Partey has been granted conditional bail after appearing in Westminster Court on charges of rape and sexual assault. Partey was charged in July with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The 32-year-old has denied all allegations and has now been granted bail. His bail conditions state that he cannot contact any of the 3 women involved and must notify the police of any permanent changes of address or international travel. His next appearance is the Central Criminal Court of England and Wales on the 2nd of September. Partey is now set to join La Liga side Villarreal on a 1-year contract. Now to the Joy Sports Invitational Tournament, which kicks off on August 9 at the University of Ghana Stadium. Adansi Travels, they have promised to win 12 of the more than 18 trophies up for grabs.
So we are here with the captain of Adansi Travels. The great... The great captain of Adansi Travels. Charlie, you are giving me some N'Golo Kante vibes. N'Golo Kante vibes. Charlie, 9th of August at the University of Ghana State. People are saying plenty things. We've gone places. People are saying plenty things. Charlie, what are you guys bringing to the team?
Hey, last year they don't see you on our show. Last year when we got there, Jama, it was us. We claim the soccer, the first one, we won the match. It was just one thing that took us out. But this year, we are coming for the trophy. This year, we are coming for the trophy. You see, we are bringing players all the way from Dubai, Doha, Malaysia, Singapore. we are bringing players from all these places, and we are training equiply for you. This match, the first match, 3-0, straight. Like make nobody try say go pick Adanse Travels. No. Make nobody try. If you try, 3-0. You see the way Chelsea do PSG. That be the team we will give. That be the vibe. If they try, that be the vibe they give. They will get rashes. They will get brushes.
That's your sports on JN Today. My name is Harry.
Time now for Showbiz. I am Loy Shola Adeyemi. Now, the president of the Musicians Union of Ghana, Musiga, Bessa Simons, was present at last Saturday's candlelight vigil held in honor of the late legendary high-life musician Daddy Lumba. Speaking at the emotionally charged event, he expressed his deep gratitude to Ghanaians for the overwhelming turnout. Despite the vigil being organized on short notice, Simons emphasized that Musiga is fully committed to preserving and celebrating the legacy of the music icon. He revealed that plans are underway to initiate comprehensive projects aimed at documenting Daddy Lumba's life, lyrical works, and musical impact serving as a lasting reference for future generations.
I am overwhelmed. I mean, this is amazing. The love Ghanaians have shown today to Daddy Lumba. I mean, a generation changer of games. I mean, he came to add a lot to Ghanaian music. And his creation will never die. I mean, I look all over here, the whole place is, and this is only a quick organization, a candlelight. And God bless him. We as Musiga, we are going to do everything to make sure that Lumba and all great musicians' memories are protected. And also, they are national assets. And so I think they should be placed at a place that when everybody comes to Ghana and they talk about music, we can see these people, not just here, see them, see where they came from and what they did for our music industry.
Now, veteran actress and producer Kofa Ejiani Esiedo is calling for a national tribute to immortalize music legend Daddy Lumba. Speaking at the candlelight vigil, she praised his immense contribution to Ghana's music history and suggested the creation of a symbolic monument to preserve his legacy and inspire future generations.
I don't think Daddy Lumba is somebody that people are just going to forget in a week or two. I mean, creatives don't die. His work is going to live on forever like Bob Marley. He's not dead. His songs are being played every day. Daddy Lumba is going to live on through his works. But it would be nice if the country will also do a symbolic thing that will be a remembrance of him. That will be good.
Now, former Deputy Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Mark Okriekumante, has questioned why the fashion show promised from government as part as the Black Star Experience has not been held. Speaking on Daybreak Hits on Hits FM, Okriekumante reminded listeners that President John Dramani Mahama announced during the launch of the Black Star Experience on 1st May 2025 that a fashion event would take place in July, with the president himself expected to walk the runway. According to him, no official communication has been issued on whether the fashion show has been postponed or cancelled.
I'm within. You guys were promised a fashion show in July by President Mahama, and he was going to catwalk himself.
Yes.
July is past, we're in August.
Black Star Experience.
Yes. So Okriekumante netewa. Ding. Idashe Lumba. Ding. Mayukum Musherade. Because Okriekumante is no more in that office. So now everything is fine. It would be very uncomfortable to have a video like this and then see a funeral that wouldn't get the necessary attention. And when I was watching, another thing came to mind. Did people come from other parts of the country to join?
Yes.
And what was that?
Our reporter interviewed some people who came from Kumasi and other parts of the country.
And what was that in tourism?
Funeral tourism. You know, I was about to say that. Say it. Why?
No, it is tourism.
It is. What aspect of tourism?
No, it can't be described as funeral tourism. It can't be described as
It is funeral tourism.
Yes.
It is not can.
Okay.
You are running away.
I'm not running away.
And that'll be all for Showbiz. I am Loy Shola Adeyemi. Now, have you heard of the funeral tourism?
No, I heard it. I heard just a bit about it some time ago. Right. It's coming back?
I mean, that's what it's looking like.
We look forward to that. Thank you for watching the news today. There's more on my Joy Online if you did log on. Thank you for watching.